Alright, let's cut through the bullshit and get straight to the point. In the last few months, I've built a legit $1 million business using Instagram. I have previously uploaded a similar social media $1 million business, where I set out to create a unique and highly profitable business using Instagram and AI, starting with almost no money. But I figured that was not enough. So now, I'm bringing you the full breakdown, not some half-baked drawn-out video, but an actual course. I'll cover everything, learning about business, implementing it, every right and wrong decision, every strategy I developed, every method I use to grow and scale this business. No secrets, no holding back. This isn't about what someone else did or some copy-paste blueprint you've seen before. Forget those scams. This is exactly what I do and how I make it profitable without the fake numbers, empty buzzwords, or overhyped shit you see from most YouTubers. I have completely redesigned the wheel of making money from Instagram and TikTok, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to do this yourself. And the best part? I did it all with barely any money. So grab a pen and paper, sit tight, because things are about to get technical and we have a lot to cover. I know it's been a while since I posted the last video, so for a lot of you, this business idea might be completely new. Don't worry, I'll cover everything from the ground up so you're not lost. But I won't waste your time either, so let's get straight into it. A few months back, I took on a challenge: start a brand new business using Instagram Reels and scale it from scratch. But let me be clear, this wasn't some basic link in bio type dropshipping or affiliate link type shit. This was something different, a legit business model built to scale fast that can hit millions of dollars if done right. And the best part, it's hands down one of the best business models for social media, and you can use AI to automate parts of it. Now, before we go any further, let's start with the results, so you know this is worth your time. If what I've built looks promising, stick around and I'll break down every single step for you. If not, no hard feelings, go spend your time on something else. But trust me, you're gonna wanna see this. Here is my business dashboard, the software I use to build my business. As you can see, I have made $68,583 so far in the last 5-ish months. This revenue is divided into a few different types of income. One earned directly from the platform and the others from secondary payments, which account for another $33,000 or so in total. That brings my total earnings to close to $100,000 in 5 months of operation, and it's just going up. Now, you might be wondering what all these numbers mean. Maybe you think I'm just throwing big numbers around. I get it, the numbers seem unbelievable, but don't worry, I'll break it all down for you. I'll explain exactly where this money came from, what the primary and secondary income streams are, and how this business actually makes money, and why it is making money so fast. You won't need a second video to understand. I'm giving you everything right here. Alright, let's understand the business now. As the thumbnail of this video suggests, I used Instagram, but I also solved a major issue with Instagram: monetization. Most Instagram pages, even with hundreds of thousands of followers, struggle with one fundamental issue: conversions and trust. Instagram gives you insane reach, but very little of that reach actually turns into revenue. Why? Because for the average user, your reel and your business are only worth a single swipe. They can just move past your business with one single swipe. There's no built-in credibility, and this is even worse for theme pages. For a reputable business page with an insane budget, you might get good conversions and trust. But for people like us, it's tough out there, man. People have tried every monetization method imaginable: dropshipping, affiliate marketing, brand deals, but none of them truly scale. It only works to a certain limited level. Let's say your reel gets 1 million views and 20,000 people visit your profile. Out of those, maybe 200 people click the link in your bio. And here's the real challenge. If I were one of those 200, why would I buy from your link? There's no trust between you and me for this transaction to happen. The harsh truth is that most pages you see on Instagram and TikTok, no matter how big, are barely making any money. They have the audience, but no one is ready to pay them. And that's exactly what I set out to solve with my new monetization method. I'll give you the sauce right now so we don't waste any time. Then we'll get into how to apply the strategy and actually start the business. So, what's the solution? Newsletters. Yeah, the emails you get on your phone every day. Those are the key. I had this crazy idea. What if I connected the power of Instagram and TikTok with newsletters? And it all made sense. Newsletters have been blowing up over the last few years, and nobody's really paying attention. The money moving around in this space is insane. The emails you get every day, They're worth thousands of dollars. The deals happening in this space, millions. But here's where it gets crazy. Newsletters fix the biggest problem with social media businesses. Remember how I said Instagram and TikTok suck for conversions? That problem doesn't exist here. Newsletters are free. Since they're free, people don't hesitate to subscribe. If someone likes your page, they'll gladly sign up for your newsletter because there's no risk. This skips the building the trust process in order for the transaction to happen. But here is the real game changer that throws everything in the social media business out of the water. Listen to this carefully. There is a specific method or strategy where you get paid for every free subscriber you bring in. Yeah, you heard that right. You can get paid upfront for bringing in free subscribers to your newsletter. You're making money from something that costs your audience $0. For every new subscriber, you can earn anywhere from $9 to $15. Now, put these two together. Insane conversion rates plus high payouts per free subscriber equals to an absolute goldmine. I myself have made thousands of dollars from this alone. I will deep dive into the numbers later in the video. I'm taking hundreds of thousands of dollars just from this alone. And that's not even counting the other massive income streams like sponsorships, brand deals, and other revenue sources. This is just the foundation, but once you build it, the money stacks crazy fast. There are usually a lot of ways to monetize a newsletter like ads, brand deals, courses, and generate solid incomes, but I have a secret monetization technique which almost doubled my income almost instantly. I will talk about this later in the video. This is Strategy Breakdown Newsletters. It's a relatively new newsletter, and honestly, it was my inspiration to get into this space. They publish company business case studies, breaking down how different businesses are growing and scaling. Their business model is mostly sponsorship-based, making high-quality content supported with really good infographics to keep up the engagement of the newsletter. And in return, they make money by selling ad placements inside their newsletters. Right here, you can see two ad sections, and each one is worth around $5,000. That's $10,000 per email, which adds up to about $40,000 per month just from ads alone. But that's just the start. They also monetize through courses, paid newsletters, and other revenue streams. Realistically, they're probably pulling in somewhere between $70,000 to $100,000 per month from just this one newsletter. And that's insane. Here's another example. The Product Month Newsletter. This is another business-focused newsletter that launched in 2023. It grew rapidly and was actually sold last year in August for an undisclosed amount. They had about 35,000 newsletter subscribers and were spreading heavily on Meta and TikTok ads, which means their business model was extremely profitable. Based on that, my estimate is that they were acquired for somewhere close to 7 figures. Think about that. A multi-million-dollar business built in just 10 months using nothing but social media and AI. These guys scaled fast, proved the model worked, and cashed out big. There are countless other examples that I can show you with similar or greater results, and the surprising thing is, most of these are generated with the help of AI. Now, of course, they put in their work too. It's not 100% AI, but there is a use of AI here to a large extent. Companies pay a premium for ad placements in these newsletters because of the audience they reach. These emails aren't being read by your average social media user who mindlessly scrolls through their feed. Instead, they're landing in the inboxes of high net worth individuals, executives, business owners, and top-tier professionals. The kind of people who make investment decisions and have the money to actually spend. Unlike social media, where engagement is dropping and ads fight for attention in a sea of distractions, newsletters offer a direct and uninterrupted line to these high-value readers. The average open rate for a well-targeted newsletter can range from 30% to 50%, compared to single-digit engagement rates on Instagram or TikTok. This means advertisers aren't just getting impressions, they're getting real, focused attention. And when you combine that with the trust factor that comes with email marketing, you can see why brands are willing to spend thousands of dollars per ad placement. But that's just one side of the equation. The real question is, how do you even start? How do you build a newsletter that people actually want to subscribe to? That's where Instagram comes in. When I was starting out, I noticed a growing trend, motivational edits, but with a personalized touch. One page that really stood out to me was by Maximize. If you check out his reels, you'll instantly get hooked on his editing style. He isn't just reposting content, he's repackaging it in a way that feels fresh, engaging, and unique. And because of that, his page exploded. He's now closing in on 1 million followers. This is crucial because it solves one of the biggest problems with theme pages on Instagram: lack of identity. Most faceless accounts struggle with conversions because people don't associate them with anything meaningful. They might enjoy the content, but they don't see it as something valuable enough to follow or engage with long term. But when you develop a recognizable and distinct content style, you give your page a personality, even without showing your face. You turn your content into something people remember, and when people remember you, they trust you. They follow your page, they check out your bio link, and that's where the real money starts flowing in. This approach isn't just about getting views, it's about creating a brand, even if it's a faceless one. And once you do that, scaling to 6 or 7 figures with a newsletter becomes a whole lot easier. Now, this type of content does not die out, as good content is always respected. So once you can build a base following on your Instagram, you can just repeat the style and process over and over. Let me summarize the entire business. You create good pieces of content on Instagram and TikTok, gain followers, drive these followers to your newsletter page, and from there, your business starts. Create a solid page and capitalize on that. Alright, now I think it's a good time to reveal the secret monetization technique I teased earlier, and also why Beehive is the best platform for it. But just to be clear, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Now that we got that out of the way, let's break it down. Just like us, there are other big newsletters that want to grow their audience quickly while maintaining quality. And this is where we come in. Beehive gives you an option called Beehive Boost, which lets you promote other newsletters. Let me show you how it works. Say this is a newsletter I want to subscribe to. I put in my email and hit subscribe. The moment I do, a recommendation page automatically pops up, suggesting other newsletters I can subscribe to alongside the original one. All I have to do is select them and I'm done. But here's the crazy part. The moment I do that, the owner of the original newsletter earns a commission for referring me. Each newsletter in that recommendation pays anywhere from $2 to $6 per subscriber. That means the owner makes about $10 to $18 per new subscriber just from this step. And the best part? This is completely free for the subscriber. So the conversion rates are insane. From my own experience, if I get 1,000 subscribers, at least 500 to 600 of them will also subscribe to my recommendations, making me an easy $4,000 to $5,000 in the process. Now, just try to understand this. I'm getting paid for something that's free and without even doing anything. It's literally the first step of my business, and I'm already making money up front. There are tons of ways you can monetize these subscribers later on, but getting paid right from the start is something that no other social media business can do. This is by far the easiest money-making method I have come across. It's kind of like affiliate marketing, but instead of promoting paid products, you're getting paid for promoting free ones. People just need to enter their email, and that's it. Money comes rolling in. This is exactly why I said earlier that newsletters solve the issue of conversions and making money from Instagram and TikTok. It perfectly aligns with the kind of business model that works with social media audiences. If this all sounds cool, you can join Beehive using my link in the description. You'll get a 30-day premium subscription for free. Now, I have around 17,000 subscribers on my newsletter, and out of those, about 11,000 have subscribed to at least one of my recommendations. That has brought me a total of $38,483. This number could have been even higher, but I made some mistakes and my account got restricted for some payment issues, because of which I wasn't able to use Beehive Boost for a time, but the issue is resolved now. However, things are improving. Over the past month, I've been earning an average of $5.60 per new subscriber I refer, compared to roughly $3.20 per referral earlier. I've been optimizing my system more and more over the last month, and so far, the results are promising. A 57% profit increase from last month is really good for me, but I believe I can push it even further with better optimization. By optimizing, I don't just mean making my landing page look pretty and informative. It's much more than that. You're not limited to earning from recommendations only at the initial sign-up. In fact, you can continue promoting them within your newsletter itself. I send out a bi-weekly newsletter where I also promote other newsletters. The key is strategic placement. I carefully position these recommendations in a way that maximizes my returns. I place them in such a way that doesn't feel forced, but is still convincing enough for readers to check out my recommendations. And once they click, more often than not, they sign up, bringing in easy money. This approach ensures that I'm not just relying on first-time conversions, but consistently generating revenue over time. Now, all of this information is incredibly powerful on its own, but I know some of you might be thinking, this is exactly what I want to do, but I need help executing it. If you're someone struggling to monetize your audience, or you're serious about building a scalable long-term business using social media and newsletters, then I've got something special for you. I've just reopened my flagship Mentorship Plus course program, Profit Closure, where I work personally, one-on-one, with you to help you build a profitable social media plus newsletter business. This isn't a traditional course. Yes, there's a structured framework of videos you'll follow and you will learn from, but the core of this program is my direct involvement in your business. Whether you're stuck choosing a niche, growing your page, setting up your monetization system, or anything else, I'll be there to help, guide, and mentor you through it. It's a small, focused community of like-minded people. This isn't a massive anonymous group. Instead, it's designed to ensure you receive personalized support directly from me and can build strong relationships with other dedicated individuals. I stay closely involved with each member. I've run this mentorship before, and the results have been incredible. These are real results from students who showed up, put in the work, and applied the system with my help. I've worked with people starting from scratch, no audience, no direction, and helped them build a proper newsletter business from the ground up. I've also helped creators who had audiences but struggled to monetize. Most people don't even realize this is fixable, but it is. Monetization is real, and with the right strategy, it can scale to millions. You can check out the testimonials and results on the website. If that's the kind of help you're looking for, not just course content, but real mentorship, you can join using the link in the description or pinned comment. And I only take a limited number of people at a time, so I can stay deeply involved. Early access pricing is available right now, but it's limited and will go up as we bring in new members. If you're serious about getting results and want a system that works with someone who's already done it by your side, then watch the full video. And if, by the end, you feel like this is something you're ready to build, just jump into the mentorship and let's get started. All right, let's continue with the video. Now, the toughest part of this entire process is building and growing the Instagram page, so that's exactly what I will be showing now. I'll break down how I built my page from scratch, grew my newsletter, and monetized it step by step. This is where it all starts, picking the right niche for your Instagram or TikTok page. Your niche should align perfectly with your newsletter theme. A business newsletter promoted on a cooking page? Yeah, that won't make any sense. So before anything, plan it out. If you're unsure about what newsletter theme to pick, don't worry, I'll be sharing some solid resources later in the video to help you decide. For me, I had a good understanding of business, so I built an Instagram page around that. Alright, here's my page. It's a well-edited motivational page, and all the clips follow the exact strategy I mentioned earlier, finding good clips of famous people, editing them in my own unique style, and consistently uploading them. Obviously, the reels you see here aren't made by me anymore. I now have an editor, but when I first started, I created everything myself. Sure, my edits weren't this polished back then, but I made it work with whatever skills and tools I had. Let me show you one of my first edits. This is a clip of Neil deGrasse Tyson from a podcast. I used one of those podcast to reel tools to extract the clip, then edited it on a free software called CapCut, and added captions. Yes, captions. Trust me, captions make a massive difference on these platforms. And no, I'm not talking about those flashy, over-the-top Mr. Beast style captions. They don't work for reels, at least for theme pages. What you need are clean, professional, stylized captions that enhance the video without distracting from it. Here's what I mean. This clip is just a normal video of Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, talking, but the style of the creative subtitles makes the video appealing to the audience. This isn't hard to create, but for beginners, it can be time-consuming. However, it's a crucial step in the right direction. After all, we're building a high-margin, scalable business, not just chasing a trend that fades in a week. The work needs to be done, but trust me, it'll be worth it. When it comes to creating subtitles, I have two options. I can either use AI or write them manually. Luckily, AI is free, so there's really no reason to do it manually. CapCut provides an AI-powered auto subtitle feature, making the process much easier. So I open up CapCut, import my clip into the timeline, and edit out the necessary and unnecessary parts. Once that's done, I use the auto subtitle feature to generate captions instantly. For the next few steps, you need to know how to animate, resize, and customize text and videos in CapCut. I won't be going into full editing tutorials here, but there are some insanely good tutorials on YouTube that can teach you everything you need. It's not hard. You can learn it within a day or two. Now, here's my final result. That simple clip has been transformed into this. It looks great and still has that originality to it. This, along with a unique but sensible name for your page and a specific design language or aesthetic, is a killer combo for blowing on Instagram. This specific video of mine got around 3,000 views. Not a huge number, but considering it was my second video, I think it did great. If you plan to make the videos yourself at the start, don't worry about how good it looks. I mean, it's fine, you're just learning. But gradually, you will see improvements as long as you are willing to put in the necessary work. It might take time, but you just need to learn and improve along the line. Once we start getting good results on our page, the next step is to create the newsletter. There are various platforms you can make your newsletter on, but the best one, without a doubt, is Beehive. The features and options it gives you are unmatched by any of its competitors. Plus, it has really good free plans, making it perfect for starting out. You don't have to pay anything until you hit 2,500 subscribers, and by then, you'll already be making at least $1,000 per month from your newsletter, making it easy to afford the subscription after that. Next, we need to choose our niche. You can't just pick a random niche and start an Instagram page or newsletter. You need to first determine whether there's an actual market for it. What truly matters is the available market size, not just the audience size. Even with only 10,000 subscribers, you can attract high-paying sponsors if your audience is well-targeted. On the other hand, even with 100,000 subscribers, you might struggle to monetize if the niche isn't chosen correctly. Take Wolf News, for example. This newsletter specifically targets the B2B side of the pet industry, meaning they only write about the business aspects of the pet world. Last year, the owner shared that when they had just 10,000 subscribers, they were already making $10,000 per month from sponsors. That's an insane return. Now, they're likely making more than $25,000 per month. This is why choosing the right niche is crucial, not just for sponsors, but also for Beehive Boost. Newsletter referrals work best when your newsletter aligns with what you're promoting. You can't run a music newsletter and expect to successfully promote a crypto newsletter. Your audience simply won't be interested. If you need help selecting the right niche, you can join the community, where I'll personally guide you and share my expertise to help you make the best choice. Okay, so we've picked our niche, planned our newsletter, and even gained a few subscribers from Instagram. Now what? What do we actually send? What should we write in our newsletter? Well, here's the thing. People value newsletters far more than our TikTok or Reels, which means we can't just write about random things. Our content needs to be precise, engaging, and informative, and should tell a story which has weight to it. That's why the first step is to research your competitors. We start by visiting inboxreads.co, link in the description. This site has a list of thousands of newsletters across different niches, and we can filter them to find the ones that match ours. We go through the results and read the summaries under each title. We pick around 4 to 5 newsletters that interest us and align with our niche, then subscribe to them. Once we're on their landing pages, the real research begins. We dive into their archive sections and analyze their newsletters, looking at how they format their writing, their tone, the topics they cover, and what makes their content engaging. Try to design the layout of a newsletter on paper or somewhere. Formulate the idea and figure out a structure that not only we think works best, but also makes sense statistically when compared to our competitors. The goal is to create something that stands out, keeps people engaged, and delivers real value right from the start. Another great way to do this is through Beehive Boost. This is where newsletters pay to get new subscribers, which is a recommendation program. Think about it. If someone is willing to spend money to acquire free subscribers, they must be doing something right. They are making money. Their newsletters are working, so we take notes on what they're writing, how they structure their content, and how they keep their audience engaged. So over there, filter the type of newsletter you're searching for, click on the name, and it will take you directly to their homepage. From here, study, study, and study. Understand what they are doing, not just the content, but the strategy. At least that's what I did initially, and it worked out for me. Get on Beehive and start writing. It won't be perfect at first, but you will learn eventually. Now, there are tons of good tutorials on how to use the platform, so I won't waste your time with that. But do let me know in the comments if you need help with that. I will make a tutorial of that too. Once I got the hang of it, I needed subscribers on my list. The link in the bio works, sure, but the conversion rates can be even better and it can be improved by a lot. Now, just a quick note. This is a section where we'll go through some advanced strategies for hypergrowth, and it might get a bit confusing for someone new, so pay close attention. Okay, so this is where I tested 2 new strategies. Well, technically 1, as the second method is still in progress, but I will explain that too. The first strategy I used was the DM for reward strategy. Let me explain. 2 to 3 times a week, I would post regular content, either posts or reels on my Instagram page, with a call to action at the end. The call to action was simple. If you want the blueprint for free, comment DM, and people actually did it. But here's the thing. The post itself had to spark curiosity. It needed to either provide valuable information or create intrigue, giving just enough details to hook people, but not enough to fully satisfy their curiosity. The goal was to create a sense of hunger for more, making them feel compelled to comment. Once they did, I had my AI automation set up to automatically send them a direct message with my newsletter link. After signing up, they would receive the PDF. The entire process was automated using Beehive. This is a classic email acquisition strategy. Nothing new. The only difference, I applied it on Instagram, and that's what made it work. The material you provide the subscribers can be anything: a PDF, Excel sheets, other downloadable content, etc. The only thing is that it should contain value. If your content teases a strategy, framework, or key insight, the downloadable should deliver the full, in-depth breakdown. The reward you offer for signing up should be genuinely valuable. It needs to feel worth it to the subscriber, something that provides clear, actionable benefits. When people feel they're receiving high-quality, useful content in exchange for their email, they're more likely to stay engaged with your newsletter and continue opening future emails. This builds trust, strengthens your audience relationship, and ultimately increases the long-term value of each subscriber. This worked out pretty well for me and has given me one of the highest engaging subscribers till date. The second method I'm currently testing is the meta ad strategy. It's the classic approach of acquiring customers through paid advertising, but in this case, we have a huge advantage. As I mentioned earlier, we can earn around $3 to $9 per new email subscriber. That means that if we can manage to keep our cost per acquisition, or CPA, below this range, say $2 per subscriber, we're essentially running free ads, gaining new subscribers at no net cost, and also making $1 in profit if possible. But I have formulated a plan, or learned, not formulated as it's not my own idea, to reduce the price further and optimize this system. Meta has a powerful tool called MetaPixel, and Beehive allows you to integrate it directly into your landing page. This tool tracks visitors who land on your page but don't convert, meaning they don't sign up for your newsletter. Now, these visitors are potential email subscribers. They showed interest by clicking on my Instagram bio link and visiting my website, but for some reason, they didn't complete the sign-up process. With MetaPixel, I can track these users and retarget them with ads, offering them the blueprint PDF as an incentive to sign up. The ad will highlight that they can get the full blueprint for free by simply subscribing. Since they were already interested enough to visit my page, the chances of them converting on a second attempt are much higher. What makes this strategy even more effective is that these visitors originally came through Instagram, meaning Meta already knows exactly who they are. Instagram is owned by Meta. This makes retargeting incredibly precise and cost-effective. This isn't a new or unique tactic. It's a widely used method in the digital marketing space. That's why you often see ads following you around after visiting a website. Businesses use pixel data to retarget you with offers you showed interest in. I'm applying the same approach, but with a free high-value offer to optimize my ad system and lower my cost per acquisition. This completely changes how we think about ad spending. Instead of just paying for ads and hoping to make money later, we're covering our costs right away or even making a small profit, while also growing our email list through Beehive Boost. And since our subscribers can keep bringing in more revenue over time, this strategy becomes even more powerful in the long run. But of course, this is all speculative, and I need to test it further. I have to learn how to optimize my ads and find ways to lower my cost per acquisition, CPA. Right now, my CPA is around $6 per subscriber, meaning I'm losing about 50 cents per new signup as I make about $5.50 per new subscriber through Beehive Boost. However, this loss is relatively small compared to the long-term revenue potential of each subscriber, so it's still manageable. Once I fine-tune the system and identify the right audience on Meta for the best and most cost-effective results, I believe I can bring the CPA down to around $4 per new subscriber. That being said, it's important to clarify that the average cost to acquire a customer on Instagram is usually much higher, but because our product is free, the conversion rate is significantly higher compared to most paid ads, which naturally keeps our acquisition costs lower. I will be discussing and showing more of my results on ads in the next video, when I properly figure out the ad strategy. Now, there is a kind of third strategy which I have just started to test. but I am not properly sure about it if I should discuss it here. The strategy is really efficient, and I have seen some crazy results with it, and it's something that has never been tried before in the industry to my knowledge, and it's kind of my own invention. If you want to learn about that too, then comment down below. I might share it in my next video, or join my community if you fully want to learn it right now. Alright, we move to the next step now. How to automate and monetize our content. Up until now, we've been focusing on how to get people in, but now we need to talk about what to send them. We need to send newsletters to our subscribers, right? And we can't be writing everything manually every single time. So this whole content writing process can be automated through AI. But just to clarify, not everything of your content should be AI generated. I suggest you input 35 to 40% of your own research and work, and the rest of the 60% you can use the help of AI. Now, of course, there are newsletters focused on daily news updates, market updates, etc. that send emails every day. For them, it makes sense to rely more on AI since their readers primarily want updates rather than personal insights. But for something more personalized, like case study style newsletters, it's best to put in our own effort as well. AI, at least for now, isn't polished or accurate enough to create high quality content in these areas, and not relying entirely on AI makes sense. If our newsletter provides better, more authentic, and more informative content, engagement remains high, and high engagement means better sponsorship rates, which ultimately means more revenue. Now, don't get overwhelmed by all this. It takes practice to create good content at first, but once we get the hang of it, we'll learn to optimize AI according to our needs. I now use ChatGPT mostly to draft my content, but I always make sure to research the topic first. Then, I feed all the gathered information into ChatGPT to help structure the writing. One way to automate this process further is by collecting all the relevant articles and data we've gathered, putting them into ChatGPT, and asking it to summarize and organize the information. Since we can now access the internet, this step has become even more efficient. Once ChatGPT has learned the material, we can simply ask it to format everything into a newsletter, saving us a significant amount of time. Okay, so we have our content ready, but our newsletter can't be looking like some boring wall of text. If there are no visuals, we might as well not even be in this industry. It just doesn't work. A newsletter with no engaging visuals gets almost zero engagement. Please focus on the visuals. Don't make the mistake of filling your newsletter with just text and no images. And by images, I don't mean random stock photos. I mean illustrations or graphics that actually complement what we're explaining. The visual should add value to the content, making it easier to understand and more engaging. These things boost engagement by 1,000%, and if we want people to keep opening our emails, we can't afford to ignore them. I suggest using Canva. It's probably the best platform for designing these types of infographics, and don't worry, the free version is more than enough to get started. If you're not familiar with how to use it, I'll link you to some good Canva tutorials. Once you've got the hang of it, start adding images and infographics to your newsletter while maintaining a consistent aesthetic. You'll immediately see how your engagement shoots up. It's a simple step, but it makes a huge difference in keeping your readers interested in coming back for more. Okay, so now that we've set everything up, we have our newsletter ready, we have sent a few emails to our subscribers, and now it's time to start making money from ads. We need to get sponsors. This is where Beehive offers a game-changing feature. They arrange ads for you. You don't have to do anything except select the date and time of publishing your newsletter. Everything else, from ad delivery to payments, is handled by them. But this feature is mainly for smaller players, typically those with under 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. Once you grow beyond that, I highly recommend setting up your own sponsorship page and linking it to every email sent. Brands will directly be able to contact you, and you can directly make the deals. This way, you can charge significantly higher rates. Most successful newsletters use a tool called Passion Fruit, a simple landing page builder designed specifically for sponsorships. From there, sponsors will start approaching you, and once that happens, the money starts rolling in, again and again. Once everything falls into place, your revenue should start rolling in, and this is my revenue breakdown. Part of my income comes from Beehive Boost, some from ad revenue, some from direct sponsorships, and the rest from affiliate marketing and other smaller revenue streams. However, I want to clarify that I've been spending a lot on promotions recently, so not all of this is pure profit. Beehive doesn't provide a detailed monthly breakdown of all revenue types, so I had to track everything manually in an Excel sheet. Up until January of this year, my profit margin was around 85 to 90%, which is insanely high, I know. but that's just because this business doesn't have significant overhead costs. Just a few software subscriptions here and there, and that's about it. Since last month, as I started testing new ad and promotion strategies, my profit margins have dropped, but I'm still in profit, so it's working out well. This isn't like traditional businesses where you have to pour money into ads and promotion before even knowing if your product will work, which can lead to big losses. That said, I wouldn't recommend jumping into paid ads right away. First, build your audience organically on Instagram, grow your following, and make money before scaling with ads. First, go with your free methods I taught, then break the barrier with ads. Make enough money from the free methods to cover your costs for the ads. Do not use your own money directly on ads and run the business at loss. There is no point in doing that. This is supposed to be profitable from the very first day and not run at a loss. Now, let me break down my ad spending versus earnings. So far, I've spent about $7,000 on meta ads and have made back around $6,100 from about 1,200 new subscribers. Yes, that means I'm currently at a loss in this area, but in this industry, these costs are seen as an investment, and I expect to make the money back over time. Still, I need to find ways to reduce my ad expenses and improve efficiency. The other promotion I ran was a special method I developed, which I can't share publicly here on YouTube, but I can tell you that I spent about $1,300 on this method and made back an insane $31,600 from Beehive Boost alone. The return on investment here is out of this world. Another major income stream is direct sponsorships. I've set up Passion Fruit, and in the past 4 to 5 months, I've earned $29,000 through direct brand deals. This has been a key revenue driver, and it will only continue to grow over time. The reason I can charge premium rates compared to others with a similar audience size is that I don't just do simple ad placements. I provide in-depth product case studies for brands. I make an entire newsletter based on their ads. Companies really appreciate this level of content because it drives higher engagement and conversions, allowing me to secure better sponsorship deals than my competitors. So, this is it. Everything I've done to get where I am today. Unfiltered, raw, and every step in between. Every decision, every mistake, and every win that shaped this journey. But we're not stopping here. Take this one step further. I've launched a new newsletter specifically for this channel. Go subscribe now, and I'll prove to you just how powerful social media can be in scaling this business to insane levels. I'll be sharing the results in my next video, which this time I promise won't be delayed. I know, I said the same thing last time, but this time it's actually happening. I won't be going on a long break like last time, and I'm not dying this time. So, yeah, I guess this is the end. This might just be the most complete guide on YouTube, covering every single step from start to finish on this topic. That was a lot of information, so feel free to rewatch it to make sure you don't miss anything. And if you're serious about taking this business to a whole new level, join my community. You'll get access to the full course along with my personal consultation to help you scale even faster. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel. I promise you won't be disappointed.